I'm your host for this episode, Tiffany Cano. I'm the cast. I'm also one of the producers. And with me, I have the fairy godmother of your dreams, eRIN Dragonsong, who is here with me today. She's a healer. She's a spiritual guide and mentor, and she's also an author. And I'm really excited to have you be a part of our amazing cast and crew. So thank you for flying in from Canada to be with us today. What has been your experience so far with all this movie stuff that's, on the news side for you?
It's very much on the new for me, and it's been a really quick pace. I wasn't prepared for this. It happened really quickly. So I've just kind of been scrambling and getting myself together and getting ready for the big trip to Los Angeles. I think it's been 20 years since I've traveled anywhere, like on a plane anywhere. So, and at the same time, it's so exciting and so motivating to be able to be part of a project like this and with such incredible people. So I'm just thrilled to be able to be here, and I get to talk to you first of all.
I know we've known each other for a while, but now we're actually in person together, not just the virtual, Zoom or telephone, but able to hug each other. And, eRIN, what had you want to be a part of this film? I know I approached you about it because I thought you would be a great fit, but what had you, listen to the whispers and say, okay, this is for me?
It was an inner knowing. It was an inner guidance that I needed to be a part of this. It's not something I ever imagined doing, being on a movie or anything like this. I'm actually a very, very much an introvert, very much like to be off camera. But the mission that I'm here to do, that's what made me do this. I need to get this message out to the world in a bigger way. And I feel interesting, I guess, but I feel a bit of a responsibility to all the people who followed me for all these years. This means something to them. What I have to offer means something to them, and it's really helped them. And if I can take that out to the bigger population, I feel that that's my responsibility to do and overcome all of those little blocks along the way, all of those little doubts and fears and voices saying, are you kidding me about this? But just to, in a way, I feel like I'm kind of validating their faith in what they believe in, what they value, the people who follow me, I mean. And so it's a combination of that, wanting to honor them and share what has had so much value for them with more people. I think the world is really, really ready for this now. When we started a long time ago, decades ago, the world was not ready. And, we were kind of hidden in a corner, and we were hard to find. A lot of things like us, and I don't mean us in particular, but things like us were hard to find. Spiritual teachings were hard to find. And now we're so ready. Like 20 years ago was The Secret. This is the 20-year anniversary of The Secret, and that was such a zeitgeist moment for the population of the world. And now I feel like we're just taking that one step further, and I just really wanted to be a part of that, and because that's what I've been working on all this time. So I like, let me chime in. I want to help. I want to share what I know.
And the great thing is we actually have some of the people from The Secret in this movie, Pillars of Power.
So exciting. I can't wait to meet them.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. And, we have 5 pillars for Pillars of Power: money, relationships, health, mental wellness, and spirituality. What pillar do you most resonate with, if you can pick one?
It's a tough one. It's a tough call. But I have to say it's absolutely spirituality. Like, that's the foundation for everything else I do. So that's the foundation for me for all the other pillars. So spirituality is the part that makes everything come together. It's the part that makes everything come alive. And it keeps me personally on track. Like, it's my compass, it's my guide, it's my fuel for all of those other pillars, right? So all of those other pillars I like kind of fit into the package of the spiritual pillar for me.
Nice. When I was thinking about the 5 pillars, I mean, spirituality is also at the top for me, because if there's not that spiritual connection and guidance, then all the other pillars don't feel quite aligned for me. Would you agree on that?
Oh, absolutely. That alignment is the whole thing. And that's actually one of the things I really love about this movie, is that it's talking about how to come into alignment in all of these different levels of ourselves, all of these different aspects of our lives, and so that we can learn how to best live and best serve and best thrive. It's that coming together, it's that alignment. To me, an era that we're moving into, like what we're here on in the world right now, is the threshold for the new age, the new spiritual golden age that is dawning, where we are going to create a heaven on earth, more wonderful than I think most of us can even imagine at this point. And the way that we get there and the being there, it's all about heart consciousness. In my vocabulary, it's the rebirth of the goddess. So it's about love, connection, union, where we're all coming together, where there's kindness, we're taking care of each other, we're thinking about what's best for the whole world. That encompasses the whole idea of alignment for me, right? Alignment is part of that. It's being in the flow of your heart, in the flow of your divine energy, connected with your sacred spiritual powers, the magical powers that are in all of us. So I love the word alignment. It's the way forward.
Absolutely. I mean, I've noticed that even if someone is only 98% aligned, that last 2% could mess them up where they don't achieve that goal.
It's true. People wonder all the time, why isn't my magic working? Because I'm a magic teacher. I get that question, like, why isn't my magic working? And that's part of it. You know, it can be, I don't want to say that, 2% is going to kill you, because nobody's perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody I know is perfect anyway. Present company excluded.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But it's how you're out of alignment. It's where you're out of alignment. So you can be in full alignment in your relationship quadrant, in your relationship pillar, and out of alignment in your financial pillar. And so if you're going for money or wealth, then that's a problem. But if you're going for a relationship, you're pretty good, right? Because you've got that alignment there. I mean, it all does intersect. It all does work together. But we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be following the guidance as well as we can, following our own alignment as well as we can, that resonance with what feels right, with what feels good, with what feels expansive and lighter. And things, I mean, I have other reasons why your magic wand isn't working, but just wanted to address that one since you brought it up.
Yes, sometimes I just have to sit back and say, good enough. We do our best. So if you want more help with getting your magic wand working, like with the help with our fairy godmother of your dreams, eRIN Dragonsong, then come and watch Pillars of Power. Discover your hidden secrets behind achieving greatness, because the Los Angeles Tribune has produced an amazing film. And tell me a little bit about your journey as like a spiritual teacher and healer. What's that been like for you?
My journey as a spiritual teacher. Well, I don't even know how to start. I think actually what I would like to say to that is not so much my journey as a spiritual teacher, but how to be in that kind of a field, a healer, a teacher, a coach, a change maker, and succeed in this world, which it's a trick. And when I started my website, like in 2006, I first of all didn't know if anybody else in the world was interested at all in what I had, in what I was interested in. But it turns out a lot of people were. But it was like, how do I make this self-sustaining? For a long time, like a lot of healers, a lot of heart-centered people, we give it away, or just about, it's like way too inexpensive what we're doing. And giving it away for so long, I really discovered that it wasn't helping. We think we're helping people, but it wasn't helping people. One of the things that happened was that the people who wanted it for free or virtually for free, they were always the ones who were least happy with it. They were the ones who were like complaining and giving, just a lot of trouble to deal with. But that wasn't the real problem. The real problem was that when you're doing that, it's not sustainable. If you're not bringing in the revenue, you can't be living your mission. You're right?
We need to not only allow for that spirituality, but also allow for the practicality of receiving money. Few hundred years ago, it was fine if you want to pay me with, bread or chickens or, some sort of trade. But in this modern day society, we need ka-ching. We need the green, the dollar bill, to live and function in this everyday world. And I know that you bring a sacredness to that, and you actually talk about it in your book. So can you add a little bit of special sauce of what we can look forward to in your book and tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I'd love to. The book is going to be called Sacred Prosperity, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So what I want to do with this book is undermine that whole lie that we've been told that spiritual people are supposed to live in poverty. Right? I think that's a very convenient lie, because
old programming.
It keeps us powerless, because money is freedom. Money is power in this world up until now. Hopefully we're changing that, partly with this movie. But we've been trained to turn away from money. And what we're doing is we're also closing the door to abundance. We're closing the door to receiving when we do that, because it's all the same. Money is how we receive. In olden times, like you said, it would be a chicken, or, you would live in their house for a while. Like Jesus didn't have an income per se, maybe, or the Buddha, but they went around and people housed them and fed them and clothed them, and, they got their needs met. This is very tricky to do nowadays. So money is just the easier medium of exchange, but we've been taught to judge that and demean that. The means of our power, the means of our freedom, the means of us creating one of the things that I want to see happen is people who are doing good in the world should be getting supported really, really well. People who are harming the world, who are currently getting all the support financially, that's a backwards paradigm. That's part of the inverted matrix.
So how do we fix that? We need to flip that on its head.
I think it starts in each of us. It starts in us as consumers, if you can use that word. I don't really like it, but when I'm looking for a teacher or a product or a course or whatever, I have to watch that voice in me that says, "Oh, why are they charging so much?" Right? And I have to remember their value. And we've been taught to always look for the lowest price and not want to pay people in actual recompense for the value that we're getting. So I think it starts inside of us that way, but it also starts inside of us as healers and teachers, and those of us who are heart-centered, working in the world, heart-centered entrepreneurs or business people. We have to be willing to charge what we're worth.
Absolutely. Because that's what will also actually help most people be more open and receptive, because if they get it for free, there's like a partial receptivity because, well, at least in this Western world, there needs to be that money equals value. In Eastern societies, I don't notice it being that same way. Like there's more of that openness and receptivity no matter what. And how can we start owning our value even more as a healer? And, if you could give like one practical tip for that before we, close up this segment, because it's such an important thing. We have to have money if we want to have a business. Otherwise, it's a hobby. And it's not bad to have a hobby, but we need to also live in this earthly plane, not just the celestial realms, which you and I love meditating in, but like here on earth. Right. So what would you say is one practical tip for healers, coaches, entrepreneurs to own their value?
I think the biggest thing is just to remind yourself what money really is and what it's really for. Imagine the world if billions of dollars were in the hands of people who are heart-centered healers. This world would be completely different overnight, right? But when we're struggling to pay the bills, how much impact do we actually get to have? So I invite people to just transform the relationship to money, the way they look at money. Money is a sacred tool if we make it so. It can be a tool for evil, but it can be a tool for good. And I think it's just another expression of that divine energy flow moving through the world. So when you remember, whenever you have this feeling like, oh, I don't know if I should charge this much or whatever that might be, I don't know if I'm worth it, whatever it might be, just remember, you're not only receiving income for yourself. You're receiving it so that you can share it with the world and share your gifts with the world to the greatest possible extent. And we've come here to do that. Like, this is the moment of transformation. And we have come here to be part of that transformation. And how we do that is by bringing the gifts that we've been given. That's why we came with these gifts. So I'm really passionate about helping people get these gifts out into the world in a way that's profitable and sustainable, not only for them, but their loved ones, their communities, and the good of the whole world.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. As each of us own that and radiate and vibrate that into the planet, it will have that ripple effect. So for others who watch Pillars of Power, see what sacred prosperity that you can tap into and what spiritual insights and wisdom might just, come in as like a little sparkler of an idea of, oh, I could, make more money by doing X, Y, or Z, right? And so with our amazing cast, there's just an incredible amount of opportunities for growth and development, and personally, professionally. So why do you think people should come and watch Pillars of Power?
Oh, we all know that we have this power now to influence and co-create reality. I mean, we don't get our say entirely, right? And well, you can if you're really, really strong in it, but we know we have this power. So what's going wrong? Because if we were actually activating that power and living in it, again, the world would be an entirely different place. Everybody's life would be different, right? So this movie, I think, is the next step. It's bringing together all of these wisdom traditions and new insights in a way that is going to help the viewers find the next step to what I call miracles on demand. Like, that's been my pet project for my entire life, pretty much, is, I know magic works. I've always known magic works. I had examples, but how do you get it so that it's reliable? How do you get it so that it's actually working? How do you get it, especially so that it doesn't backfire or just like fizzle out and not do anything? There are ways to create miracles on demand. And we're now at the time, and the world is at that energy level where we can start to actually live that. we can start to actually do that. So I see this movie as one more step in people learning how to activate those powers in a more reliable way, because we all need, that's the thing, is we all want to do it on our own. We all, when you come into this world with so much wisdom and connection and insight, especially the people I'm guessing who are watching this film, we think, oh, I can do it on my own. And the truth is, one of the things I learned the hard way is that you can't. You need the teachers, you need the coaches, you need the guidance, you need the inspiration, and this is one.
Well, if you want to do it in a faster, easier way, that get mentors and helpers. So let the amazing cast and crew of Pillars of Power help elevate you so your life can improve much faster, much easier. And tell all your friends about it. I'm Tiffany Cano, one of the producers for the Los Angeles Tribune's Pillars of Power. Discover your hidden secrets behind achieving greatness. And my beautiful eRIN Dragonsong is with me here too. So come watch, come play, come learn, come love, come bring your magic wands, and we'll have fun together. Much love.